Hola, mi amigas, ¿cómo estás? Welcome to the channel, the Costa Blanca Travellers, with me, Pat, and Rose. Pat Rose is a bit busy again today, but she might be joining us later on. But what's the weather like today? I hear you asking here in sunny Spain. Well, today it's cloudy. It's cloudy, thick clouds. Might be a little bit of rain later on, so they're saying, but doesn't not wouldn't think there'd be much. Probably a few little spots here and there. But the temperature today, the high here is 17 degrees. As I said, and did I mention the date? Sunday, the 25th of February, 2024, and we are here in Algorfa. And this is another of our little series that we do on different, try to do different topics, give it out, information out to you, especially to expats and to people who are wanting to come out here to either live in Spain or come out here on holiday. We try to find interesting things and give you information about it. What's today's topic all about? Well, it's about pets, yeah, because I know a lot of you out there have a lot of pets, and you're very caring for your pets. A lot of dogs and cat owners out there, so I thought we'd do a little bit of information for you on some of the diseases and dangers out here that you have to be very careful with compared to the UK. First of all, of course, if you intend to bring your pet to Spain, there's a number of diseases and dangers that aren't found in most other European countries. So it's important before you come out to consult a vet about vaccinations. That's the most important thing. Because all dogs should be given the rabies vaccination and annual rabies booster injections. Okay, that has to be done every year out here when you are in Spain. Other vaccinations are not obligatory but are strongly recommended. Okay, they protect against, so the things that these vaccinations protect against are things like distemper, hepatitis, parvovirus, which is very common, and parainfluenza. Okay, parainfluenza. It's a type of dog flu, so I gather. The other one to be careful of is leptospirosis. Okay, and some kennels actually out here request a dog to be vaccinated for kennel cough. Okay, so if you're thinking of coming out here and having to put him in kennels to either quarantine for a few days, um, they require that, which is called Bordetella bronchoseptica. Quite long names, aren't they? I know. Uh, and these are standard vaccinations prepared and given by a vet out here. Okay, the vet records them on the dog or cat's health record. Okay, so they're all put on their record. So what else do we have to be careful of? Well, they also protect against ticks and fleas. Okay, and worming. Ticks and fleas are seasonal out here and vary depending on the area. Spot-off treatments can be carried out monthly, and these are available at the vets. Hazards for pets in Spain, because there are hazards out here, okay, if you're thinking of bringing a pet out here. So apart from the often intense heat, which you do get out here, in the summer it can go beyond 40 degrees, for example, to which your pet might not be accustomed, there are things that you should bear in mind when you're coming out here. There are few creatures in Spain that could harm your pets. And the first one to be careful of is leishmaniasis. Leishmaniasis. Okay, and that's one major disease that you have to be careful of. One major problem are sandflies, okay, which can affect dogs and cause leishmaniasis. That's a long word, isn't it, to get my tongue round today on a Sunday. Leishmaniasis, that's how it's pronounced in the word anyway. This disease can be transmitted between dogs, but can easily be prevented. What happens is you can purchase a special collar that actually repels the flies. Okay, so that keeps the flies away from the dog, basically, or even cat if you've got cat. The flies are most active at dusk and dawn, Believe you me, we've experienced them, Rose and I, the pesky little blighters. They even come after humans as well and annoy you. The symptoms include nosebleeds on the pet, fur loss, loss of appetite, and weight loss. Okay, all those things. Um, right, another one to be careful of out here, and we've already seen some already out here. We've had some friends that have noticed these. Are the pine processionary caterpillars. They're called so because they tend to crawl along in a little procession, a long line, following each other. And lots of pets get very inquisitive about them when they see them. Okay, now dogs are particularly at risk from the processionary pine processionary caterpillar. That's found mainly in woodlands. So if you've got anywhere where there's a lot of palm trees or growth, undergrowth, then you're going to find them. But cats can also be affected as well, and pets can often sniff or lick the caterpillars, and their tiny hairs can cause irritation. The same caterpillars can be very harmful to humans if touched, so do be very careful, guys. If you've got young cats or dogs out here, say we had some friends out here that they went too close to the caterpillars. It affected them, made them really sick. They had to rush them off to the vets to get sorted out and to be given a vaccination, an injection to help them. And even then, it was touch and go. So do be very careful of these things if you come out here, especially if you're walking them near any trees, palm trees, or there's lots of trees about. What's another pest out here, which I found incredible, is scorpions. Yes, scorpions are actually common in Spain. I haven't seen any yet. I don't think either Rose has, but they are about. Uh, uh, and all domestic animals can be stung if they get a bit too curious. So try and keep them away from those sort of things. Now, if you're in rural areas, that means inland, if you're living inland anywhere, do take care when you're walking your dog, as some have died from eating poisoned food that farmers may put out, because lots of farmers round about, especially as they're growing their crops and things, they might put down poison bait that they put down in some areas by hunters and poachers to actually control natural predators like foxes, wolves and lynx. And they do actually do that on the outskirts of their field or their land. So just be careful, just be aware of that. Don't let your dogs go up to anything that looks a bit suspicious. Keep them well back. That's the main thing to remember. So right, we come on to now. That's a bit about the pests. Okay, just to be aware. I don't want to scare anyone, but just to be aware of those things. Now, what about buying and owning a pet in Spain then? What's that all about? What do you have to have? Well, the seller of a domestic animal out here, so if you're selling a pet out here, has to provide the following documents. So if you are out here and you're buying a pet out here, it's quite strict rules. They have to provide a sales certificate, which is called a contrato de compraventa. Okay, they have to provide that. They have to have a microchip IP number, an identity card. So you've got to make sure that they give you that, which is called the Formulario de Identificación Canina. They also have to have a vaccination book signed by the vet, so you just make sure that you get that if you're purchasing one or selling one, and the original pedigree document if applicable. Okay, so that's for the seller to have if you're selling a pet. So all those things you have to bear in mind if you're going to register, come out here and actually sell your pet. Not that you would do, but there are some that do, breeders that do have. Right, so what about the new owner of the pet? Now, the new owner of the pet, if you are a new owner of a pet out here, you has to vaccinate the animal against rabies. So you must vaccinate it if it hasn't already been vaccinated against rabies when the animal is 6 months old. So if you're getting a puppy out here, for instance, you must make sure that when the animal reaches 6 months old, must get a rabies vaccination, and you must keep it up to date with regular booster injections from the vet. You must also register the animal at the local municipality. That's the ayuntamiento, which is the town hall where where you're living. And there's further regulations for dogs classed as potentially dangerous. Okay, I won't go into all those, but there are those different regulations as well if your dog is classed as potentially dangerous. Now, finally, if you are from the EU or the EFTA, that stands for European Free Trade Association country, your pet must have an EU passport. Okay, so pets from outside the EU, so that's like UK for instance, and EFTA, they must have an animal health certificate. So that's something you've got to look up and find out. If you're in the UK, you've got to get that sorted out, which is an animal health certificate. And that's got to be translated into Spanish, and it must be signed by an official vet. Okay, before you come out. That's before you come out here to actually Spain. It needs to be issued within 10 days of your departure date of coming out to Spain, and more than 21 days after the dog's rabies vaccination. So that's quite important. And you can bring up to 5 pets can go on the same animal health certificate, and it's valid for 4 months. And prices vary from £100 to £300 per vet. Again, that's getting it done back home before you come out. Now, if you're on holiday with your pet, your dog needs to have a tapeworm treatment administered by a vet and recorded on the animal health certificate. This must be done between 1 and 5 days before you arrive back in the UK. So once you're out here on holiday with your vet, and you've had all the things done, all the right things done, and vaccination, you're out here on holiday with your pet. Then, but before you come back, between 1 and 5 days before you come back, you've got to have this tapeworm treatment administered by a vet and recorded on the animal health certificate. That's before you arrive back in the UK. So, hope that's been of help to some of you with pets. I know it's a lot of things to bear in mind now when you're coming out with a pet to Spain, because all the rules have obviously changed within the last year or so. So I hope that's given you a little insight into it all, and it doesn't scare you off from bringing your pet out here, because lots of people do bring their pets out here on holidays and they have a great time with them, and they absolutely love it because it's a great place to bring pets and go out. But just to be aware, if you're coming in the summer months, do bring a bottle of water for your animal. Bring it along because with you when you go out, because it does get very hot out here, and they get very hot and dehydrated, just like we do, I suppose, really. And it's a good idea to always just carry, even in the evening times, if you go out for a walk, just to carry a little bowl, a little bottle of water, so they can have a little drink. That's just a little tip from us. So there you go. So that's our little what we're talking about and today. I hope it's been helpful to you. Don't forget to keep watching our channel, okay, the Costa Blanca Travellers. Like, share and subscribe. We are growing, we are getting there eventually. Not long now, hopefully, before we can start going live and bringing some live content to you as well. So thank you very much to all our friends and all our subscribers who are watching us from all different areas, including from across the pond. Yes, we do have some subscribers from America now as well watching us. And to anyone else, do let us know where you're from in the comments below. We'd love to know which areas and which parts of the UK or which parts of Spain you're watching the channel from. So with that, I will say for now, adios mi amigos, okay, hasta luego, and we'll catch you next time. Adios.